views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail. Hey, everybody. OMG. Did you just get all totally jazzed with Eve? Of course you did. And the reason that we set that up that way is because for all of you, you have said, I want more of this. And we are bringing it. I'm Dr. Pat. You're listening to the Dr. Pat Show right here on Transformation Talk Radio, soon to be expanded to transformationradio.fm. You know, angels operate in some very interesting ways. Now, I want to say this. Benny and I have been together for coming up on 14 years. Benny and I have done that. And Benny is the man that pushes all the right buttons. That's what happens. So when you hear the show and you hear everything go really, really well, and you hear the introduction played. Benny, how many times have you played that introduction? Do you even know?
Let's see. Wow. I mean, I would say at least 1,000.
I know.
If you do what, 365 days a year, okay, we'll scale back at least, 30 shows. I mean, but I've played that even outside for pre-records. We've done quite a few. I don't know if I remember, really. I could guess, but...
Think about it. So because we've been on air, let's just be modest, 5 days a week, right? Let's just say that. So that's 5 times 365 times whatever the year. So, yeah, you've been hitting that button a lot of years.
So to speak, yes, yeah. So hitting it and keep hitting it.
Keep it, hitting it.
Yeah.
You're going to get ready. Yeah. And here we are. We're going to get ready to hit it today because Benny is like, okay, we're ready to go on air. We're ready. Claire, and I want to say, Claire Candy Hough and I, we were just chatting it up. We were just, Benny's like, okay, you ready to go on air? And Claire, we're like talking away. Why? Because when the angels walk in, when they show up, you know what? You got to listen. And Mr. Benny is doing what he does in such an amazing way. I am thrilled to introduce all of you to this audience. You are the best listeners on the planet, by far better than anywhere. I know this because everybody says it, and I know you are. But Claire Candy Hough is joining me here today. She helps others connect to their divine, eternal natures. But what does that really mean? She's also an international radio show host. She has been touching the lives of people for decades. But what does this mean? You're going to hear from her today on brand new show she's doing with us. She's also going to be filling in, for me when I'm taking a little time off the air, but I'm not going very far. Just so you know, no Hawaii this year. I'm actually going to be working, but I'm going to be dedicating my time to taking this one little network, Transformation Talk Radio, and having it have babies. We have been in labor, contracting, and boom, it's coming. I don't even know what you call it when you have more than one child, but maybe Claire Candy is going to join me here today and tell me. Oh, Candy, it's great to have you on the show. I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you so much, Pat. It's an absolute honor to be with you today and to co-create this beautiful time together.
I love this. I want to talk to you about this because I've been so excited. I said to Linda, when are we going to get her on? When are we going to have her on? When are we going to have Claire Candy on the show? And Linda said, well, maybe she's going to be on the show when she fills in with you. And I'm saying, no, when she and me went together, and here is what the angelic realm has set up for us. I want to ask you this. I am an angelic walk-in. I got to know what that is, because whatever that is, I want to be walking in it too. Tell us what that is, and welcome to our listeners.
Thank you so much. Well, many people don't know what a walk-in is. I've written my autobiography, I Am an Angelic Walk-in, and in it I speak about walk-ins happen. The reason that they happen, the reason a soul exchange happens on the earth plane is as a result of a soul in physical form on the earth plane who becomes really, Pat, so deeply saddened because of their prolonged physical or emotional suffering that they unconsciously, not consciously, they unconsciously ask to exit their contract early that they wrote before they came into physical incarnation. Now, the former soul that was in this body, the former soul of Claire Candy, was so physically and emotionally damaged by her abusive 22-year marriage, 26 years with this powerful master of the universe lawyer, and she asked all the time to exit her contract early and to help her die. She had such low self-worth. She had lost her light because every time she denied her heart, every time she silenced the little child inside of her, and every time she gave her power away by denying her powerful intuition, a piece of her died. And so we on the other side of the veil do not like people to suffer interminably. We know that our death lessons come in contrast, in hardship and adversity, to challenge us and help us grow. But it was so important in the last 30 years, certainly since the harmonic convergence of 1987, when the world decided not to nuke itself, and that we were really going to shift the consciousness on the planet, that so many people held light for the planet. And she was actually a dearth. she was a negative of holding light. And so a person or a soul across the veil, spiritually advanced soul, myself, Angel Ariel, came to her and said, please don't get rid of the body. She was anorexic. She tried to suicide twice. And I said, you can go up to God with honors. You can stop the pain and suffering. And if we contract 100% permission for you to walk out and for me to walk in and take over your responsibilities. And that's exactly what happened on January 11th of 2003. I visited the former soul for a good 2.5 years because she asked and pleaded and prayed to God, please help me die. Please help me get out of this depressive life that I'm living. And it's one thing to ask in theory, but it's another thing to go through with it. And she actually acquiesced, and we planned an intersection episode on that January 11th, 2003, where she walked out, and again, Angel Ariel, walked in. My mission, if you want to call it that, is to help people to reconnect to the divine inside of them, this divine eternal nature that we all have. And once we do this, then our lives become lives of ease and grace and joy and forgiveness, peace and love. And we begin to create our own heaven on earth.
Oh, let's talk about why this is so seriously important right now. And I love what you just shared. The question I get from listeners, and by the way, all of you out there, you're going to be able to connect on the show today with Claire Candy in the angelic realm on the show. Many of you out there, you know the phone number, but many of you may not. 1-800-930-2819, 1-800-930-2819. I want to talk with you about this idea of, okay, maybe this this source energy, maybe this is just for those 1% of the people, and I am not part of that. What have you found people have said to you as their greatest challenge, which then becomes one of their greatest gifts? What have people said to you over time?
Okay, I've been incarnated back now on the earth plane since January 11th, 2003. And the clients, the people that have come to me, their greatest challenge is to realize how beautiful, how magnificent, and how powerful they are, and that they are a reflection of that higher source, God source, divine, universal, whatever name you want to call it. It's not housed in a certain organization, community, or box. It's this intangible, magical, miraculous energy inside that we all have, and because of programming and belief systems, keeping ourselves small, keeping ourselves and allowing us to be in fear and control, which is basically what the matrix of our earth has been built on, is to keep us from shining our glorious light inside. And, if somebody, it comes from a long line of doctors and they want to choose to be a circus clown, suddenly they get pressure. How are you going to make any money out of doing that? How are you going to, if somebody wants to be a writer, or an artist, a family of professionals might say, what are you going to be, a starving artist? We tend to put a cap on our life, on our beautiful, glorious radiance, because of the therefores of external sources. And every time we take the mirror and we shine it outside of ourselves instead of reflecting back on us, we take on the constrictions and the restrictions and the limitations of those outside of us. And it has nothing to do with us. Yeah. We need to turn the mirror back on ourselves and see that radiance that's in there already. Everybody has it.
Yeah, you know what I love about this? Two things. What was the date that you mentioned? When was it? January of 2003? It
was January 11th of 2003 is when that intersection episode happened. It was during a very deep meditation.
Okay, here, fasten your seatbelt while we go to break. Do you know when this idea of radio showed up on my doorstep? Not the first hosting show, but the first time I was introduced to it. Guess what the date of that was? January 11th, 2003.
Oh my God!
OMG. And by the way, if you think that people are looking at each other sideways, I had a message for all y'all out there. Show up in 2003 and tell the people in your life you're getting ready to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to buy airtime on this thing called positive talk. I can tell you that pretty much separates your friends from your foes. Let's take a short break, everybody. Wow, 1-800-930-2819. Do you want to step into your bigness today? Do you want to live without limits? Do you want to take the limits off of your angelic realm, the people, the source energy, whatever's trying to give you that epic life? 1-800-930-2819. We'll be right back.
Do you want to relax more, feel happier, and be more confident? Do you want to have more success in your life? Dave Dodge has some easy, effective methods to help you release your anxiety, worry, fear, depression, and even physical pain. Tune in to Stress Buster Radio with Dave Dodge every second Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. For more information on how Dave can help you release your stress, visit StressBusterRadio.com. Skype and phone sessions are available.
What is a brilliant culture? And how do we create them? Why are they important?
Claudette Rowley has created a breakthrough 5-step process to help you design a culture that is authentic, innovative, and successful. Learn how to create change with Cultural Brilliance Radio, the DNA of organizational excellence, and Claudette Rowley. To learn more or work with Claudette, visit ClaudetteRowley.com.
Beyond being this amazing neurologist, inventor, author, Dr. Dan Cohen has been called to look at technology and look at personal and spiritual development and merge these together. His technology uses the healing and psychospiritual effects of synchronized sounds, vibrations, electromagnetic fields, and how that interacts with us in our nervous system in what we're calling the Soul Tech chair.
The Soul Tech Lounge induces profound levels of relaxation that transition over time into deep meditative states. The synchronized sound, vibration, and magnetic field induce these states. The subject doesn't have to work at it.
To learn more, go to soultechwellbeing.com. That's SOLTEC Wellbeing.
Are you ready for a game changer? Sarah Westall is bringing you Business Game Changers Radio. Sarah brings you leading experts, visionaries, and newsmakers who provide the best commentary on big issues and cutting-edge innovations. Sarah's 20 years as a business executive will help you think like an entrepreneur with expertise, energy, and attitude. Tune in to Business Game Changers Mondays at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
What if your body and mind were the compasses to the secrets, mysteries, and magic of life? Glenna Rice, co-host of The Questionable Parent, is inviting you to access all that is possible. Glenna is a 10-year certified veteran access consciousness facilitator who offers an amazing variety of life-changing classes and workshops. Work with Glenna from anywhere, with teleclasses and workshops all over the globe. To learn more and see Glenna's current schedule of events, classes, and workshops, visit glennarice.com.
Oh, I am telling you, I am so thrilled, all you out there, to introduce you to one of our fabulous new hosts joining the network here, Clara Candy Hough. She's joining the network. And before, I don't want to just jump ahead and go to the phones because we got people calling in. Folks want to chat with you. Before we do, please tell people how they can find out more about you, what the best way to do that is, anything you want to share with folks before we jump on the phones.
Wonderful. Well, you can find me at my beloved business, which is Angel Healing House. And that phone number for Angel Healing House is 831-277-3716. You can always email me at Candy, C-A-N-D-Y, at angelhealinghouse.com. And the website is angelhealinghouse.com. I'm a Reiki master teacher, angel practitioner. I have my Angel Healing House radio program, which is winding up on Blog Talk Radio after 5 years of weekly shows. And I don't have guests on my program. My angelic family, the Posse of Angels, when they told me to and suggested that I create my Angel Healing House radio program, said it's only as a platform to bring forth channeled information for the first part of the show and to take free angel readings for the second part of the show. And I'm married to my twin flame, who we met on a Saturday, and 5 days later he asked to marry me. I've written about him in a decree that was given to me by God 6 months before that. And we are the best of buddies. We travel the world. We work together, and life is one big heaven on earth for the both of us. As we know that this twin flame relationship, God is always at the top, and we are in service to the divine. So you can call me for intuitive counseling, Reiki sessions, not just only in my Santa Monica, Los Angeles office, but also internationally as it's energy healing, and I also do my angel readings. So I would love to hear from you.
And by the way, for those of you out there, write it down. On December 28th at 10 a.m., Claire Candy's going to be filling in for me. Now, we've got people waiting to chat with you. What would you like folks to be ready with as they come on air here with you?
Oh, just one single question that they might have. It could be pertaining to anything, relationships, career, health, whatever it is. I'm open to accepting all.
I love it. Mr. Benny, who would you like to go to first?
Take Mary calling in from Maltby. Hello, Mary.
Mary, how are you?
Good. Thank you so much for taking my call. I was actually driving, and I had to just pull over to the side of the road and give you a call. This was so exciting to me.
Man, we're ready to help you out here today. What's on your mind?
Well, my question is just hearing, and is it Claire or do you say Claire Candy? Hearing her talk, her guest talk, I would love to have some of that in my life. I'm trying to access psychic gifts. I'm trying to access angels, guides, my higher self. I'm trying to, I'm putting in efforts so that I can have that ability. And I just wonder if she has guidance for me. How to make that happen.
Boy, do the posse of angels have advice for you. First of all, I will pull a card for you, but even before I get to the cards, they're saying, Mary, thank you. Thank you for your spiritual gifts that you don't even know you have. You can't be any more spiritual than you are because you're a spiritual being having a human experience. That's number one. Number two, they want you to know that your connection to the angels is only as strong a friendship as you make it to be. Okay, imagine, Mary, if you had a friend that you only called when you were belly aching to them, when you were complaining, when you were saying why things never work out, why they haven't helped you to do something or get something or have more money or more health or whatever. How strong a friendship do you think this would be, Mary?
I got it. Not that strong.
Okay. All right. So what they want you to do, if you want a very strong connection with the angels, you make them a priority. When I started doing this, I would light a candle. I would sit down at the same time every day, and I would light the candle. I would close my eyes, take away all distractions, and say, my angelic family, they told me years ago, their name is the Posse of Angels. I said, Posse of Angels, I'm open to receive. I'm not here to ask for more money or ask for a better job or ask for anything. I'm here to listen and to receive. And because I made time to receive, they started coming into my life at a very regular times. And now there's never a time, 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, when they are not with me and I am not conversing with them. And so anyone can do this. Everyone has intuition. Everyone has psychic talents. It's how much you're focusing on this. And let's pick a card for our lovely Mary and see what comes out. Well,
I love it.
You got a major arcana card, which is the 8, which is number 8, which is the strength. They want you to have the strength to know that you can't be any more spiritual than you already are, and it's just your focus and attention to put on the fact that you are divine. You come from this divine reflection, this divine eternal source, and the more you step into this, the more you will see the results of this heightened psychic awareness. And it's like you'll be able to see more with your inner vision and not rely on your limited physical vision. So I hope that's helped, Mary.
How's that sound, Mary? How's that feel for you? How's that feeling for you?
Yeah, it feels great. That makes a lot of sense. I really appreciate that. And I'm going to do it. I will sit down at a regular time and
Yeah.
And you know what? I would love for you to send me an email to Candy, C-A-N-D-Y, at angelhealinghouse.com and tell me what happens as a result of you opening up to receive and what you then manifest and experience after that.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. I will do that.
Yeah, and you know what that is, Mary? It's called in the spiritual realm. There's not really a name for it, but there is this idea of witnessing. And what happens when you start to write down those things, it not only demonstrates that you're open to receive, but you're open to continue to receive. And it reinforces the strength of your conviction that you are worth it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I love that part. Dr. Pat, I love that part, that you are worthy to receive. And then you open, and then miracles happen as a result of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Miracles are not we think that miracles are like a drive-by, that we go through fast food and we get it once. No. Miracles are not about that. And if you can think about miracles of being a way of being and not a thing, then your life is going to be so rich with them, you're not even going to have to think about them. They're just there.
Yeah.
Thank you both so very much.
Awesome.
God bless you, Mary. Take care.
Thank you. And before we go to the next caller, Benny, I think we should take a few minutes, take a time out. For those of you out there, oh boy, 1-800-930-2819. But also, please go to either the Dr. Pat Show or Transformation Talk Radio. And I know a lot of you are not able to call in. Mary literally pulled her car over. But if you're out there and you want to type in a message, just type it in and we'll get it on here for you. 1-800-930-2819. When we come back, we're going to hit the phones again because we do have someone waiting for the call. But in the meantime, just remember to sit back, breathe. We'll be right back.
I believe in miracles. I see miracles. Because everybody's looking for miracles. And a miracle is happening tonight.
Sky Siegel co-hosts one of today's most popular psychic shows, Angels and Answers, with Artie Hoffman, as she communicates healing messages from the spirit world. These messages can be astounding, enlightening, and life-changing. Born with the God-given talent of inner guidance and the amazing ability to heal, Sky has healed thousands of people. Schedule a reading with Sky now. Call 908-500-1474 and visit skyofangels.com.
Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Steffen each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This hit show will have you thinking outside the box and riding the wave of infinite potential. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. Visit thetruthisfunny.com.
Would you like to experience life-transforming adventures in personal expansion and world service? If you do, tune in to learn about magical innate abilities that you can develop and use to make your dreams come true. Joy Elaine is author of the Joy Chronicles, and she's inviting you and millions of others to join her in working with galactic masters, angels, and the Ashtar Command as they assist humanity and planet Earth to achieve their ultimate destination of ascension. For more information about this upcoming event and broadcast, visit joyelaine.com. That's joy, ELAINE.com.
How would you like increased health and vitality? How would you like to avoid the onset of disease as well as slow the aging process? This is all possible through a simple, safe, and natural process. Every day we are either moving toward wellness or away from wellness.
Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. I'd like to be your partner in achieving optimal health. Contact me now at maryjanemack.com or call 425-392-0659. Visit maryjanemack.com.
When your body is awakened, your spirit comes alive. Dana Canetto is a transformational guide, embodiment coach, and spiritual mentor assisting women in realigning with their truth and embodying who they are by connecting to the wisdom of their body. Tune in every month on Transformation Talk Radio and the Dr. Pat Show Network for Body Divinity Radio with Dana Canetto. For more information on Dana and her services, visit danacanetto.com. That's DANACANNETO.com.
Are you ready for a game changer? Sarah Westall is bringing you Business Game Changers Radio. Sarah brings you leading experts, visionaries, and newsmakers who provide the best commentary on big issues and cutting-edge innovations. Sarah's 20 years as a business executive will help you think like an entrepreneur with expertise, energy, and attitude. Tune in to Business Game Changers Mondays at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Oh, my goodness. Boy, welcome, everybody. And for those of you out there, as I said before, you want to get a little insight, you want to work with Claire Candy directly, 1-800-930-2819. Kind of really here for all of you. I have to say, we've gotten all your emails. We are pretty much implementing everything you've ever asked us to do. And we look so forward to the next journey that we have together. Before we go ahead, Candy, would you go ahead and give people your information again, and then we'll hop right on the phones.
Great. My business is Angel Healing House. I can be contacted at my website, which is www.angelhealinghouse.com. That number for Angel Healing House is 831-277-3716, and you can always email me at Candy, C-A-N-D-Y, at angelhealinghouse.com.
Awesome. Now, Mr. Benny, who do we have waiting?
It's Naomi from Seattle. Hello, Naomi.
Hi, Naomi.
Hello.
Hi, Naomi.
Hi. I can't
Hi.
do Dr. Ken. Hi. I was just calling to get a general message, I guess.
What's your question? What's
My
your question?
is,
What do you have in your mind?
I know I need to move forward. And right now, I feel like I'm just kind of in limbo, and I need some help.
Okay, Naomi, while I'm shuffling the cards, the first thing that's coming in is they're saying, stop trying to figure life out. Life was never meant to be figured out. It was meant to be experienced, and every time we feel stagnant, every time we feel like we're in limbo, it means that we stopped having fun. It means stopped playing. It means that we've jumped up from our hearts to our limited linear mind. And believe me, before 2012, it was the Piscean age. I do, therefore I am. But now we're in the age of Aquarius, the age of being. And they want you to create. They want you to open up that divine channel between you and Source. And they want you to say, what would I love to create? Usually this is in something that's active. Instead of reading a book, it's writing a book. Instead of listening to music, it's playing a musical instrument. It's drawing. It's, instead of going to an art museum. Open up your creative, passionate. And it doesn't matter if people say, oh, I'm not a very good artist. It's not in the end result. It's in the doing of this that's going to open up this channel. It's going to allow the little girl of Naomi inside of you to come out and play and to have fun. And within that, you're going to increase your abundant energies inside. And then you'll be speaking the language of the universe, which is abundance of health, abundance of wealth, abundance of opportunities, abundance of connections, which will then come in to be the fulfillment of your wishes and desires. I'll pull a card now, but the posse of angels are also saying, when was the last time you allowed yourself to dream big for your life? They said that your dreams look like a coat that has gotten too small for you, and it's time to start dreaming big. So write down those most magical and wonderful dreams and intentions and wishes of yours, and then make time to play and be creative, which will open your heart to receive the fulfillment of those wishes. One card for Naomi. Let's get that card out and see what that card is. And that card is the Devil card. The Devil card is a major arcana card. Hey, we're on a roll. Two callers, two major arcana cards.
Wow.
The Devil card in this situation, the posse of angels are telling me, is that you're allowing your ego to get in the way of how life should be, how life has to be, how life ought to be. They want you to let go of expectations and attachments, drop the ego, and allow the inner child inside of you to come out and play. So I hope that's been helpful for you, Naomi.
Yes, it has. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
How does
God
that
bless
feel
you.
for you? How does that feel for you, Naomi? What does that lead you to, touching your heart?
It resonates. My family has just gone through a big loss, and we just needed. You're right. I need to open up and play. I'm very structured, and that's not good. Yeah, there was a time when I did a lot of playing, and over the years I've kind of shut that down. But that resonates really strongly.
I'm loving it. Okay, make sure you check back with us, okay? And let us know what your playground looks like, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Wow. For those of you out there, we do have a little bit of time here that we'll be able to, bring you on board, connect, get you some help here. And I love the term help. People say, I don't use that term help. Well, you know what? When I was homeless and I was sitting there, didn't have any money, help was a really good word for me. I want to just jump to kind of talk about the Angel Healing House for a minute, if we could. Let's talk about that from a number of different perspectives. But, for people listening, tell us a little bit about, some of the principles that it's been founded upon.
Oh, this is wonderful. Well, Angel Healing House has always been founded on the 5 most important tenets in our life. And in order for us to really create heaven on earth, we must address these 5 things. The first thing is to take accountability and responsibility for our lives. Therefore, we drop blame, and we drop being a victim and fault-finding. Every person, place, and thing that we've drawn to ourselves, we contracted that to teach us lessons before we incarnated. So it wouldn't be there if we didn't take full if we didn't contract it for it to be there. So it's absolutely important for us to take responsibility. Once we take responsibility for our lives, Dr. Pat, the next thing that comes in very easily is forgiveness. Because we say, I forgive you. And many people misspeak when they say, they say, I will forgive you, instead of saying, please forgive me, which has a very different vibration. And once we forgive, it lifts the burden of unforgiveness off of our soul, which creates untold peace and untold happiness within us. We don't carry around that burden of not forgiving anymore, and we make space for more love to come in. The next is non-judgment, because we only judge another person when we want to control their journey. But we'd be damned if we would allow anybody else to tell us how to walk our journey.
Yeah, that's right.
We bless them. We do not judge. We bless them for their journey. We allow them to have their thoughts and opinions, and then this will be reflected back onto us. Judge ye not, That's ye be judged yourself. The next one is gratitude and appreciation for our infinite blessings that we have. And gratitude is the second highest form after love of healing that we can possibly open ourselves up to. The more we're grateful for, the more we will then attract more in our life. And the last one is unconditional love. Yes, for others, but we cannot love others unless we love the divine inside of us. You serve the divine inside of yourself, and then you're able to then step forth and to be of service to the planet. And so once you really take into account and you do these 5 important principles, then your life starts to change and be reflective of a higher vibrational frequency.
Well, we're going to talk more about this as we move forward. But, in looking at this, I would love to hear how this all works together and how you, doing the work you do, help people embark and embrace on those tenets.
Well, the funny thing about it is since I incarnated back to the planet as Angel Ariel on that very important date of January 11, 2003, a lot of people call themselves healer, but I've never used the word healer to describe myself, as I do not do the healing.
Right.
If the client, because it's a contract between the person and that higher source, and if they're open to receive, then if the client is willing and to open to receive, they will then contract with God's source for the healing to take place. I am merely the conduit, the channel, or the facilitator for the client to receive the grace of God's healing. I often state that I do not teach anyone anything, as we all incarnate as spirit into spiritual and to physical form, with all the knowledge and the wisdom inside of ourselves that we will ever need. What I do in Angel Healing House is I lovingly help clients to reconnect to this wisdom, which is their divine eternal nature, and they start to remember their magnificence, their beauty, and their power within, and then they can go on to create this extraordinary heaven on earth existence for themselves.
So amazing. And, for those of you out there that are texting here, sending us instant messages, yes, when we come back, we're going to be talking about several of the writings that Claire Candy has put together. But most importantly, what do these writings bring forth in the world? And today, as we look at these writings, what Claire Candy has put together, we look at these writings. What is the message through them? Even the message in her fabulous children's book. Let's take a short break, everyone. We will be right back.
Artie Hoffman is the hottest psychic with the warmest heart and the host of the hit show Angels and Answers. A renowned psychic, medium, spiritual life coach, and an entertaining motivational speaker, Artie has helped over 15,000 people with his amazing intuitive gifts, his passion, and his humor. Call 877-ANGEL-02 to schedule a personal reading or to have your own psychic Artie party. That's 877-ANGEL-02. And visit artiehoffman.com and Angels and Answers on Facebook.
Dr. Bree Gibbs is a fourth-generation high priestess with the knowledge to raise your vibration in conscious creation. Offering a wide variety of services from goddess light and shamanic healing seminars to private reading sessions, Bree works with you so you too can stand in your own power. Isn't it about time you took your life into your own hands? For more information about Bree's services and products, visit silvergaia.net. That's silvergaia.net.
You, yes you, can be the highest version of yourself. Wellness coach and natural beauty expert Dr. Agnes Renkel is on a mission to help you play the game of your life. Win in vibrancy, health, and beauty. Because you deserve it.
Dr. Agnes goes beyond the limits in her personal coaching sessions to revolutionize health and wellness. Now is the time to unleash your true power. For more information, visit dragnesfrankel.com.
Tune in to Lucid Planet Radio with Dr. Kelly Neff. This hit show will illuminate your senses and empower you beyond your daily stressors and hardships. Renowned psychologist and author Dr. Kelly will captivate you with far-reaching topics and amazing guests as you wake to the greatest version of yourself. Learn to tap into your intuitions, think critically about our world, heal emotional and psychological wounds, and follow your passions to live your dreams. The Lucid Planet. Welcome home. Visit lucidplanetradio.com for more information.
Hey everyone, this is Dr. Pat. I am so thrilled. I've had the honor of working with Leslie Fontaine for the past year or so, and what she has created in her hit program, Sheer Alchemy, transcends what most of us get to listen to or hear in any point in time in our lives. But beyond that, Leslie is working with people all over the world, and she has created something phenomenal based on the feedback and input from the archangels, from the ascended masters, from the light beings, and most importantly, from each and every one of you. So if you want to change your life, if you're ready to step into your own version of sheer alchemy, please give Leslie a call at 678-665-3366. And why? Because this is what you're going to be prepared to do. Be amazed, and on your part, connect with the ascended masters that are there to help you custom make the life that you are meant to live.
Wow. Hey, everyone. I'm so thrilled. I'm so thrilled. First of all, what an amazing show today. But also, this is really for us being able to connect and then bring some of the most incredible people your way. People like my very special guest today, hosting a show on Transformation Talk Radio, filling in for me on December 28th at 10 a.m. Clara Candy Hough joining me here today. Before we talked a little bit, and you and I have been talking at the break, I was really struck by your writings, and I want to take a minute to talk about them. I was asking you about Angels of Faith because I have a little 9-year-old that I would love to get this book for, and you started to share a story. Tell all of us about these writings. How have they come to you? They're amazing.
Okay, all of these books were channeled to me by my angelic family, the Posse of Angels. This one in particular, the first book, was channeled to me from a little bird while I was living on the glorious Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia. I'd risen quite early, and I heard a bird chirping outside of my window, frantically chirping. And I went, and as I stood in front of him, what he was doing was he was downloading this book into me. And I went back to my computer, I started typing, and this book absolutely flowed out of me. And when the book was launched in 2010, I'll tell you a little bit of a story about the 3 people in 1 week who told me about their reaction to the book. A client in Australia called me and said, Candy, I loved your book, Angels of Faith, but I have to tell you something strange that happened. I got halfway through the book when my eyes started to well up with tears as I started to remember who I am. And I said, oh, Carol, that's such a lovely thing to say. Can I use it as a testimonial? She said, sure. It was 4 days later in Santa Barbara, California, where I was holding meditation nights, that a gentleman bought 4 of the books and got in contact with me and said, I must tell you that I loved your book, but I've got to tell you, something strange happened. I said, what was it? He said, I got halfway through the book when my eyes started to well up with tears as I started to remember who I am. And I went, what? I said, my client said the same thing 4 days before, and she's in Australia. And it was 3 days after that a gentleman in Virginia who works at an elderly care facility bought multiple copies for patients in this facility because so many of them had terminal illnesses. There were lots of bereaved people. And he said, something happened when I read your book. I got halfway through the book and I started to cry as I started to remember and truly understand how divine I am. So from Australia to California to Virginia in for 1 week, and since then, so many people have told me that when they read this book, it's written with the angelic codes of light which are infused in the words, and it starts people remembering how divine they truly are and how beautiful, how magnificent and powerful they are. And it reawakens this deep, deep knowledge in them, and it causes them to cathartically weep at just how beautiful they truly are. And so that's the effect that this Angels of Faith is having on people all around the world.
You know, when we get these ideas, when we get things that come through us, you know, you and I were talking about this before, and I know that you're going to be talking about this way more. When we get things that come through us, people call them ideas, people call them channels, people call them thoughts, people call them messages, but there are things that do come to us. I wouldn't be here today if, you know, something didn't come to me that had me dial a wrong phone number and say yes to it. What can we say to help people that have these things show up in their lives before they touched, before they touch the pathway of fear? How can we help folks touch the gateway of faith?
Come to me as a child. Come to me with no expectation. People have lost their ability to be in awe, to be in enchantment, to be in wonder of the graciousness of this higher source that is within each of us, and that we're co-creating with this in every single moment. And so when we get excited about life, when we open up to the infinite possibilities, and when we understand that we're co-creating with this higher source, then we don't force life to happen. We don't control. I wake up every morning so excited, Dr. Pat, that I wiggle. I wiggle, and my eyes are open to see the signs that the angels are continually sending me. They're sending them to everyone on how to step forward, how to be kind, how to be gracious, how to bring forth our gifts and talents. Most people stop themselves from living because life isn't showing up the way that they expect it or attached to it showing up. But when we open up, just like we did as a child, to be in wonderment and enchantment, then magic starts to happen for us. And we can see those miracles and synchronicities just falling into place. I must tell you, the 3 things that we're promised before we incarnate as humans on the earth plane is 1, that we will be more protected, guided, adored, cherished, and loved than we possibly could ever imagine. Most people ask for guidance, but they don't take the guidance that God sends them because their limited mind can't see where it's going to lead. And that's the faith that we have to have. The second is that abundance is our nature, and we will be provided for. And to let go in the how and the when of that happening. And the third is that everything happens in divine timing. It's actually the providence of that higher source and the angels as to how and when life works out. So all we need to be is just pure intention and to sit in that playfulness, in that awe of life providing for us. And all we need to do is step forward in faith. I often say to people that when our intuition tells us to do something, it means that on the other side of doing that is miracles, is the reward of miracles. And if we don't step forward because we're trying to figure life out, then we miss out on the miracles that life is trying to give to us.
Oh, my gosh. You are amazing. I would love, again, please tell folks when your show's going to start on Transformation Talk Radio. Let's give folks the website and also tell folks how they can work with you directly. Thank you for today.
I am so excited to be moving to a new home, Transformation Talk Radio, on January the 3rd, 2017. People can get in contact with me at Angel Healing House. That number is 831-277-3716. You can always email me at Candy, C-A-N-D-Y, at angelhealinghouse.com. And my website is the 3 W's, angelhealinghouse.com. Again, my services as an intuitive counselor, as a Reiki healing practitioner, angel readings, and I also do a motivational, inspirational speaking tours, and for book signings or speaking about my books. There's a number of things, and it's all on my website. So please, I would love to hear from you.
And if you're thinking about what am I going to get, my daughter, my son, fabulous book there for all of you. Candy, what a great time. Thank you so much for all that you do.
I appreciate you. Thank you again, Pat, for inviting me. God bless you and take care.
And I want to thank all of you out there, all of you amazing listeners. And don't forget, we got another hour on Transformation Talk Radio coming up now.
Preceding audio was via a Skype call.